Good morning. Welcome back to the Red Mic and happy Monday. It's October 20th, 2025. Red Mic messages are leadership and life lessons picked up from 25 years as a public servant, 16 years as a youth football coach and scouting volunteer, and 10 years as a mediocre athlete with far more heart than actual physical ability. Today's Red Mic message, Leadership Soft Skills Part 2. Just a reminder, this is a continuation from Thursday's episode. We covered 4 soft skills relating to connection, communication, adaptability, teamwork, and mentoring. Today, I'm going to hit the other side of the equation, the other 4 that came out of that graphic I saw: emotional intelligence, conflict resolution, decision-making, and time management. So let's jump right on in, shall we? Emotional intelligence. If communications is the backbone of leadership, well, then emotional intelligence, EI, is the heart. It's the ability to understand and manage your own emotions while managing and responding to those of others. When you're stressed or frustrated, your team feels it. EI is about self-awareness, empathy, self-regulation. So know your triggers, control your reactions, be steady when others aren't, because like any other muscle, emotional intelligence will get stronger the more you use it. The goal isn't to avoid your own emotions, it's to manage them with wisdom. So use some Ted Lasso restraint. Conflict resolution. Conflict is unavoidable. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when it's going to happen. To me, the best leaders approach calmly and constructively the things that are going to derail weaker leaders. So think in 3 steps: mediation, negotiation, patience. Mediation really means everybody feels heard. Another way I heard of mediation is that a good mediator makes sure that everybody's equally disappointed. I don't know if I agree with that, but negotiation can come into it. It's sort of finding that common ground, not perfect outcomes, but workable ones. And patience, keep the temperature low until everybody cools off. Sometimes people are just going to be mad. Anger happens. Don't let their frustration consume your energy. So stay calm, stay professional, and be a model of composure. Be that modern major general. Decision making. Leaders have to make decisions all the time. Big, small, everything in between. I jokingly tell my wife that that's why I am the world's worst person to make decisions about where we're going to eat, because I've been making decisions all day. I just want to turn it off. So making good decisions, you've got to do a great deal of analysis. You got to be decisive. You've got to be accountable. So gather your facts, weigh your options, and make the call, and then stand by what you do. Don't overthink it to the point of inaction. My grandmother used to have a saying, and I think I've mentioned this before: swallow the liver. What she means by that is, if you've ever eaten fried liver, and I have once, tried it, didn't like it, will never eat it again. But in trying it, I figured out what she was talking about. Fried liver, you'll chew it and chew it and chew it, and it won't get any smaller. And at some point, you just have to swallow the liver. Thanks, Mima. Do it, because you can be caught up in analysis paralysis. So don't. Make a decision. And if you get it wrong, own it. Don't be afraid to be wrong. Make decision. Even if you're wrong, if you stand up and take the heat, accountability is going to build trust faster than being right all the time, even. So build your credibility one decision at a time. It's not built on perfection, though. It's built on your integrity. Last but not least, time management. Time flies. Tempus fugit. It's the one resource you can never get back, so use it wisely. Effective leaders manage their time through prioritization, planning, focus, and if life throws you a curveball, and it's going to throw you curveballs, be smart about how you're going to approach them. Delegate, eliminate, adjust. Don't make excuses. Use tools like the Eisenhower matrix to separate the urgent from the noisy. And if you don't know about the Eisenhower matrix, look it up. I've actually talked about it before, but it's a great tool. You can find a million examples of it. Just go to Google, in quotes, Eisenhower matrix. It'll pop right up, I promise. Now, early in my career, I completed a press release in just a few hours that my boss thought would take a couple of days. It was just focus. It was just barreling down. I gathered the facts, I put it together, and I became known in that shop as being somebody who could knock something out when it needed to be done quickly. I always took it as a nod to my experience as a daily reporter, because you're basically writing a term paper every day that at the start of the day, you don't know what you're going to do. Work on your time management. It's like that old story about the professor, with the container, putting these huge rocks in and then asking his class, is it full? And they go, yeah. And then he pours a bunch of smaller rocks and smaller rocks and smaller rocks, and finally dirt. And then he tops it off with water. Well, his whole point was, you've got to get the big stuff done first, or you're not going to have room for everything else. Same thing in time management. Get the big projects out of the way as quickly as possible. Get the hard things done first, and then use the rest of your time for polishing. Clean it up. And then you will become known as somebody who, when the chips are down, when time is fleeting and madness takes control, you are going to be the one that they lean on. Little nod to a favorite Halloween musical. If you don't know what it is, figure it out. It's that time of year. Last thoughts for today. Emotional intelligence, conflict resolution, decision-making, and time management. They are 4 skills that, well, they'll help you stay steady when the pressure is on. And combined with Thursday's 4, communication, adaptability, teamwork, and mentoring, they're really a strong foundation of leadership. And it's a question of connection and control really coming together and making you well-rounded. Thanks for listening. Thanks for coming back after the long weekend to finish what we started on Thursday. I love you guys. Thanks for being here. Go out today, knock the cover off of the ball. Don't forget, as always, life is short. Drink the bourbon. I'll see you tomorrow.